Well, as we are in retrograde, a lot of things that we try to avoid is being pushed to the forefront. As in this moment, I'm being led to talk about my dark side, shadow side, my protective side. Um, I didn't meet her until 2013, 14, somewhere around that way. Um, I always, in my past, I have always been the forgiving one, the one that overlooks everything, the one that always had hope, even though I'm in pain, even though I'm being portrayed and I see it, and I still have hope for the good I see in people, including my own family, always chasing, but being in an abusive relationship brought my dark side out, my protective side. And after all these years, I feel like I am at a point where I'm learning that I have allowed these life experiences to block me from love. I have been living my life with one foot in, one foot out. And I feel like spirit is putting me in a position where I'm seeing it, and it's time for a change. It's time for me to allow myself to be loved, not only from others, but to truly love myself unconditionally. Stop being so hard on myself. Anyone that knows me knows I'm hard on myself. Like, I have high expectations. I do. And honestly, I'm my worst critic. As we all are our worst critic at times in life. But it hurts. It's scary, It's scary allowing yourself to be vulnerable again. It's scary to know that, because when you put yourself out there and you come from a place of love, you already know you're gonna be disappointed. You already know you're gonna get betrayed. So even preparing yourself for those towers, knowing that you're going into the unknown, because it's nothing but going into the unknown. And sometimes you might come out on the brighter side where it really don't affect you because you protect, because it's not personal, it's just a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's scary. Listen, it's scary. And I feel like me being in this place of being scared of always, when it comes to any type of love matter, my shadow side is so present. My shadow side is so present. Like, I wish a bitch would. It's one of those things. I wish a bitch would. You got me fucked up. I'm ready. I'm ready. You feel what I'm saying? It's when your shadow side is more operating in your love chakra, which means your blood size code. You always think the worst. You always manifest the worst because that's what you're imagining. That's your thought cycle. So just those two alone is manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So if you're thinking and you're envisioning it, it's gonna happen. Sad but true. And that's even when it comes, like, I feel like I fucked up, y'all. Because a lot of tarot readers, fought. They fought the masculine for the divine union not coming together. But as a feminine energy, which could be vice versa. Shit, I might actually be the emperor in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, that's not true because I don't have third parties. I'm not committed to anyone. But, anyways, the feminine has played a role in this as well. And I feel like for myself, in my own twin flame journey, me operating in my shadow side has put my masculine in a position of questioning because I'm more cutthroat. The Queen of Swords be like, nigga, okay, but that passionate side of myself is still present, that fire as well. So it's a mixture of fire and air, as air rules my love cycle. You feel what I'm saying? So naturally, I'm guarded because I have been through so much in past lives. You feel what I'm saying? But the way I respond to my masculine and how cutthroat I be at times has put him in a position like, do I really want to deal with this shit? Like, God damn it, this girl, she gonna drive me crazy. Not saying it's okay. Maybe it's karma, I don't know. But I do know everything happens for a reason beyond I understand it in the present. But one side of myself is disappointed. And the other side of myself is just like, it's alright. You know? Finding that middle ground is the hardest part when you're aware of both sides of yourself. That's that part where the yin and yang come together to your higher vibration of yourself, your true authentic self. Your rising sign, that's your authentic self. Your sun and the moon is nothing but the shadow and the light of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So getting to that point where you completely on your throne, it's a battle. And I feel like that's where I'm at. I feel like spiritually, that's where I'm at. I'm seeing the wrongs of my own doing, but I'm not apologetic about it, neither. Because I understand that I had to be cutthroat in this union to let my masculine know, nigga, I'm not the one to play with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's boundaries with this shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not apologizing for my actions. Could I have expressed myself differently? Yes. But overall, what I delivered, the divine message that I gave, was meant to be said, was meant to be communicated. You understand what I'm saying? Spirit is on my ass. I swear, spirit is on my ass. As I feel we are all at a point in our life where spirit is on our ass. Y'all can tell I'm so tense. Oh Lord, I'm so tense. Um, this shit just hurt, y'all. It did. I don't know. I've been in my feelings today. I've really been in my feelings today. But I feel like it was necessary to get me to where I am at this very moment. As we are all here to learn, as we are all here to grow and evolve and transform and become the highest frequency we can be over time. But in order to get to that aspect of ourselves, it's necessary to reflect. It's necessary to see where we could have done things better but not fought ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's a life experience. Life is nothing but experience and lessons, but you have to be open to reciprocate, that criticism. You feel what I'm saying? But not take that shit personally because that's the whole journey of planet Earth, of this 3D world. You understand what I'm saying? Easier said than done, though. You feel what I'm saying? This is where, you know, you have that self awareness. You have that. Honestly, I feel like one of the main reasons why my shadow side came out when it came out is to gain control over my emotions. I used to allow my emotions to control everything that I do. I used to be like, as people would say, naive. It's right there in front of my face, like, but I'm like, oh no, I love him, and I want us to be together, and it's gonna come together, and it's like slapping me up and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like my shadow side came out. It was like, bitch, wake the fuck up. Look, do you see the big picture? Like this shit's not gonna work. Okay, this nigga don't love you. He don't appreciate you. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was that type of individual. You know, nigga, the light bill do, but all right, you want to go get a pack. So here's the light money. You know, I was that type of individual. I was very naive. I was very gullible. You feel what I'm saying? But now it's like it's time for me to break that ice I have built over my heart and be able to see. That's the message I'm getting. I need to get back to seeing the beauty, seeing the good in everyone, but that don't mean I have to coexist with them. You feel what I'm saying? Everyone is of light and dark. Everyone. And sometimes it takes others longer to learn their lesson. They have to hit the head a couple of times, but that has something to do with me. You feel what I'm saying? Despite despite the actions they're taking that I know isn't their right path. You feel what I'm saying? It's not my mission to hold their hand. It's not my mission to hold their hand. Now, I can give them a message, but they have to water the seed. You feel what I'm saying? Know the difference and know your limits. You feel what I'm saying? And that was one of my struggles. Because I used to want to hold everybody's hand and shit. Even with my own family. I used to over engage and shit and drain myself and shit. Don't get me wrong, I know my family was like energy vampires, you know what I'm saying? They like to take my positive energy, you know what I'm saying, and use it for their benefits. And then when I'm drained, I'm fucked up, and I'm getting their karma. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm over and indulging with them, absorbing their energy, exchanging. I'm getting their karma. They left me out in the cold every time, but that was a lesson for me to learn. You feel what I'm saying? I love my family, I do, but I see it for what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes that itself is a hard shell because we have been taught and brainwashed to, you know, what's that saying? Blood is thicker than water, and that's not always the case. Sometimes your family is the biggest snake in the grass because of your family tree. That karma, them toxic chains. And some of us are meant to break the motherfucking chains and plant our own tree. You feel what I'm saying? Not to say you're not gonna repeat some of the things you saw or was taught as a child. Yes, you're fucking human. You adapt to your environment, you guys. It is what it is. But once you become aware, you have the power to make them proper steps to change the cycles within your own dynamic of family. You understand what I'm saying? And you're gonna fall, you're gonna fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? That's okay. That's natural because you're rewiring your fucking brain. You feel what I'm saying? I have to catch myself with my parents and with my kids. You feel what I'm saying? I have to apologize for my actions if I overreacted. You know what I'm saying? And as your children get older, explain to them things. You know what I'm saying? And that's very important too. I don't know, y'all. I feel like I'm nervous. I am. I'm scared. Yes, I am. Why? Because this is um, a fear-based blockage I have created over time that I am ready to knock down. Going into the unknown of true love, going into the unknown of, you know, that true balance within love and logic. because I'm going into the unknown. Because last time I was unguarded in love, I misled myself. Y'all hear what I said? I misled myself. Can't fault nobody else. I can't fault anyone outside of myself how I dealt with love. Now, I can say they influence my guidance of love, but the reality is always been my choice, and that's something we as the people, we as the co-creators, have to take responsibility for because what we put out is what we get back. If we being sticky and conniving regarding love, taking advantage of people, eventually you're gonna fall for someone who's gonna do the same shit to you. It's a lesson. You understand what I'm saying? What you put out is what you get back. And sometimes in other situations it's a karmic debt you have to pay with a soul contract. You feel what I'm saying? So shit you did in the past lifetime came back in this lifetime and bit you in the ass. And that's okay. That's part of the cycle. That's the type of shit I was into with my past that, was very abusive physically and mentally and emotionally, like everything. It was a karmic debt I had to pay for my past lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? Not to mention, like, he was a lot like the father I grew up knowing. Multiple women, playing games. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But I feel like it's time for us to, because when it comes to like social media and shit, they're projecting off, brainwashing us as women, as feminine beings, to be guarded, to have this high ass expectations and being more masculine. That's what they're projecting off to the world. And some of us is falling for that trap. You feel what I'm saying? To not be loving, to not be nurturing, to not be caring, to not, have empathy and compassion for people. You know what I'm saying? And I really hope this message helps at least one person to not fall into that trap. Because the energy I'm feeling is for us to open back up. It's time for us to be more vulnerable with ourselves and others and know whatever comes is not personal. It's a lesson, good or bad. You feel what I'm saying? And that's going to be a hard shell itself. But have faith and hope that what's meant for you will come to you, good or bad. Like I recently just had an experience where one of my exes came back. I was scared. Like when I say I was scared, I was so scared to be open to this man. I was, because even though like he has his toxic ways, he's a good person. He has the potential to be a good man, but he has his own battles. You feel what I'm saying? So, anyways, I took a little leap. You feel what I'm saying? Into the unknown. And when I saw things is not gonna work out. Like, yes, he's making progress. Yes, he is, but he's still operating in that same frequency that I don't have time for because I'm not here to raise no one. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to build someone up. You feel what I'm saying? It was more me giving, and not being reciprocated on the level that I desire. You feel what I'm saying? But closing that cycle was not hard. It's like every time I dealt with this person, that it was getting easier for me to walk away. And I feel like being in retrograde and him coming back was a lesson for me to stand in my truth, to put myself first, do what brings me peace at night. you know, because it brought me a sense of peace. It did. Them little few days we was around each other or whatever. Because I didn't. That's nothing. I didn't allow him to penetrate me. Y'all get what I'm saying? I did not allow that. Spirit did not allow that, and I feel like that happened for a reason. That was a divine intervention right there. Cause he definitely wanted her. Definitely did. But not to mention, like, he couldn't please me either, y'all. And I'm not even trying to be mean or nothing, but couldn't satisfy me sexually. Never have after all these years being in and out with one another. You know? I mean, it's okay. You feel me? It's just not meant. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that was another karmic cycle that I had to, make amends with. And, I hope the seeds I planted in the time we did spend together, he watered them. Because, like I said, he has the potential to be a great man. He has the potential. Okay? Overall, he's a good person. And he has an attitude problem, which I feel was a reflection of myself, though. Because again, I know my shadow side be more present. My shadow side is more aggressive than anything. It is what it is. I said what I said. Kiss my ass type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, deuces, I'm walking away. Like, you know. But I feel like it was a blessing that happened. You know, it was definitely a blessing. But I feel like this retrograde is really trying to prepare us for what is to come. It's preparing us for the wheel to turn in our favor. But we have to look in the mirror. We can't continue to avoid if we want to elevate. And know that our shit stank too. You know what I'm saying? Our shit stank too. Because I know I can do better at communicating. I can do better at, you know, getting my message across without being so intimidating. Because I can be intimidating. I intimidate a lot of people, definitely white people. They, they don't like the fact that, I have knowledge and brains. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's me as a black woman that tend to assume I'm ghetto and whatever, whatever. No, let's bring that motherfucker back. Yes, I was raised in the hood, but I always been a white girl. And it's crazy because I used to be ashamed of that growing up because my whole family was ghetto. You feel what I'm saying? It is what I love a family though, but my family always been ghetto. You know, so being that one-eyed white girl with black skin, I always was insecure about that. Because again, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be a part of my family. I wanted to feel loved and wanted, but all I did was awkward because it wasn't meant. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't meant for me to have that spiritual bond with him because they're not my spiritual family. They're more of a. I'm not gonna say they're not my spiritual family. I mean, like, they're not my divine family. I will say that they are my spiritual family because we have soul ties. You feel what I'm saying? I had to correct myself. Nothing wrong with correcting yourself as well. But they're more of a karmic soul tie and not a divine soul tie. Y'all get what I'm saying? But as I continue to elevate, as I continue to stand in my truth, I love the fact that I'm deep at times. I love it. I love that I have that white girl personality at times. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love it. I do. I love the fact that I wear glasses. At first, I used to I did not want to wear my glasses. Like, oh my god, make me look nerdy. Dirty. Just confirmed that I'm a white girl. Oh my god, like, but now, you know what I'm saying? Leveling up on my journey. I love my motherfucking glasses. I love, you know, yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, yes, I stand out. Yes, I do. But it's a good thing because I'm not meant to follow the sheets. I'm not. I'm not meant to engage with the pigeons. I am meant to be on my own solo journey as an ego and come across my little ego friends and keep it moving. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care for family outings no more. I just don't. I don't have a problem being at home with my kids. And it's just this. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem, planning a trip and it's just me and my kids and we make plans. I don't have a problem with that no more. I used to have a problem with that because I used to search for love outside of myself. But over time, I have learned that the true love comes from within, you know. And even though I've had my guards up when it comes to love externally, I have definitely learned over time to pull in my own cut. You know, if it brings me more pain, sorrow, confusion, why do it? If it's not uplifting me, bringing me light and joy, why? You feel what I'm saying? And when it dies, if it dies, you know, acknowledge your intuition. It was just temporary, and that's okay. That's all right. I'm not wrong with that. It's part of life. You meet somebody at a bar, and oh my God, y'all hit it off, have y'all little one night stand, whatever, and then y'all talk on the phone. You realize that we have nothing in common. Like it's okay to walk away. It's okay to amend that contract. Just do it in a respectful, loving way, which I'm currently working on. Which this time I felt like that was a big part of the mending of this contract with the individual recently came in back into my world. Mending something on loving terms. Yeah, I love you, but I feel like it's time for us to, go our separate ways. And I wish you love and light. I have no hard feelings, against you or anything, but I just feel like this ending is here and we can't keep avoiding this, and it is what it is. It wasn't really reciprocated, but that's not my responsibility for them to reciprocate the love that I'm trying to give with walking away. It's not my responsibility. That's theirs. You know what I'm saying? So I have no control over that. And that's nothing we have to learn. We can't control other people, We just can't. We can't control if they're going to come back or not. That's where we live it. It's a source created a universe. We can put out there that we want them to come back, but if they choose not to, that's out of our control, y'all. I just want to come on and share my thoughts, y'all. So again, today I don't know, I've just been very emotional and crying. In other words, purging, releasing energy. And we are almost completely at the end of Richard Gray, which I'm so happy about. I'm so happy about this, y'all. Oh, yes. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. But the confusion and discommunication, like Lord knows, I'm ready for that part to be over with, which is completely, for me, my opinion, as the 2nd of February is supposed to be the last day of Richard Gray. If you ask me, the energy lingers. So I feel like it's going to extend at least 3 days to like the 5th, you know? But during this time of Richard Gray, we are put in positions where we have to face things that we avoid. But again, we can't make no one interact with us neither if it's that type of situation. You understand what I'm saying? You can be open to coming forth and let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? But if the other person does not want to engage, that's a lesson. That's a cycle they're going to have to repeat. And it's your choice to stay stuck and stagnant or move forward. It's your choice. Which is a complicated situation itself. Definitely when it comes to love, you know. But for myself, I feel like it's time for me to be more open to love from others. Even if it's temporary. I'm not the bar type of individual. I've never been for real. Always tried to stick in when I was younger, in my early 20s. But that's just never been my MO. Like, I don't like being around a whole bunch of people. I don't. That shit irritate me because I feel everybody energy and shit. I don't like that shit. That's just irritating. It's draining. Um, but you know what? I wouldn't mind like going to like a jazz club or one of them poetry places or people singing karaoke, but more mellow and You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind doing some shit like that. You know, and I feel like I gotta be mindful when I'm talking on here because I know I got stalkers, people that's envious of me for some reason. This shit been going on for the last like 3, 4 years. I have felt this energy, and that's why like I feel like a lot of my platforms started to grow and manifest, but the energy, the toxicity they were sending towards me, spirit had me shut that shit the fuck down. But don't get me wrong, I feel like yeah, I followed my intuition. I did what I was led to do, and my blessings not reap. You feel me? Because I do things out of love, like me doing tarot. I love doing tarot. Don't get me wrong. The energies has been crazy. I have a newborn, so it's a lot of adjusting going on in my life. But I enjoy doing tarot. I do. I enjoy helping the people. I don't know. I don't know why. I love it. I just love it. I do. I love it. I love feeding the homeless and shit. I love it. Like I would love to manifest some shit where I can really help the community. Definitely people that went through homelessness are going through homelessness and trying to get back on their feet, lost their kids, trying to get their kids back. I wouldn't mind at all manifesting some shit to help them. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've been there. It's a difference when you've been there. I've been there. I have gotten a place and had to sleep on the floor with my daughter and felt so guilty. I have been there where I didn't have like the shelter put us out and I ain't had no money for real at that time because I had just paid like on my storage and shit like that, and paid for someone to movie and shit. So I didn't have much, and I remember my daughter being hungry, and we just found like snacks I had in the car and shit, and waiting till 12 o'clock hit, so my money on my card, and you know, walking at 12 o'clock at night to go get her some pizza, coming back and making sure we're trying to make sure she have enough padding on the floor where her back won't hurt. You feel what I'm saying? Like I've fucking been there. And people tend to look at me and like, oh, you know, China just don't gotta do nothing. China will go through. China has been through so much. May not look like it, but I have been through so much on my journey. People will not even like look at me like what? Like I remember a lady was like doing a petition for homeless people, and I signed. I said, "Yeah, I mean my daughter, we're in the shelter right now. We at Pavis and shit." She like, "You're homeless?" Yes, I'm fucking homeless. Like, what do I supposed to look dirty and shit? Like, is there an image I have to fit for you to truly believe and acknowledge that I'm homeless too? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like that shit right there is I find it very ignorant. You feel what I'm saying? It's ignorant as fuck. But as y'all see, that just irritates the fuck out of me because I don't like that shit. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like that at all. It's like that society brainwashing. It's the best way to explain it. Like, I just, people just don't know how hard it is out here for real. For some people, definitely chosen ones. The chosen ones, like our fucking story is not pieces of motherfucking cream. No, our shit's hard. Our shit is intense because we tend to fight by ourselves. Like someone told me, like, China, you got pride. And I'm like, I got pride. And I had to sit with that for a minute, like, I got pride shit. And then it hit me like, I don't like depending on other motherfuckers. For me to go into the shelter was me, like, again, that's me, like, because I didn't have to go. You feel what I'm saying? But I was led to go. I feel like that was the best way I can get a step ahead for me and my family. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've been there twice. It took so much for me to accept that, to go into the unknown, because I feared that, because I've been in the system. You know what I'm saying? I've been in foster care. And the people I grew up knowing, people I grew up in the same household in, because I grew up in two different households. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of my households was there for me at all. I received one phone call from one of my sisters when I was in a shelter. I remember writing a letter to my stepmom asking for her forgiveness. I just wanted to see her and talk to her. No response. People tend to forget about that. People pretend like they played no part in nothing and always point the finger. It was a two-way street. I can admit my wrongs. I can apologize. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to reciprocate because they don't want to look in the mirror and realize what they did. I was a child. I was a child trying to protect another child as well, and had to tell because I wasn't there to protect her no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like again, chosen ones go through a lot. People wouldn't believe the shit I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like I be talking like my daughter, like counselor or somebody that helping her through a program. And I just share a little bit with them. And they're like, "Oh my God, you went through that? Yeah, my daughter been through that. My daughter seen some shit." You feel me? So I'm like, people wouldn't believe. You know what I'm saying? My life is like a fucking soap opera type shit. Okay, which for me, like, is something else I want to manifest as well because I feel like it can help people on their journey, give them hope and faith that everything gonna work out. Yeah, when the storms come, they come. Because sometimes the storms are intense as fuck. But do know, spirits see and hear everything. And every betrayal that comes across your path when you are standing in the light and your light irritate their demonic beings or their shadow selves and they try to do something to knock you off of your vibration. Spirit sees that. Spirit sees that. And they will be taught a lesson over and over until they get what they done to you and how that was very low. It was very low vibrational for them to do. You understand what I'm saying? Teach them a lesson to not do that again to no one. To just walk away. Yeah, you might be jealous or envious of that individual. That's fine. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge your emotions. But walk away. Because they didn't do nothing to you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and the image I'm having as I'm talking about this is when I was in a shelter and the director was aiming for me because I came in there with a lawyer. I guess she thought I was threatening her job, which had nothing to do with her. I had the lawyer before I even came into the shelter. You feel what I'm saying? To fight my landlord, which I won. The spirit was on my side. You feel what I'm saying? But she just had it out for me, you know? And that's okay. That's fine. And I have to learn a lesson behind that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I allowed her low vibrational energy to penetrate my high vibration, which brought me back to a mental breakdown. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of times, with my opinion, when it comes to mental health is nothing but a spiritual battle. Period. Every diagnosis is nothing but a spiritual battle, a spiritual warfare. I'm hearing. That's all it is. And you have the power to come out of that. But you have to try your best, do your best to get to the core of where it came from, where that seed came from. What event happened in your life that brought you to this mental entrapment? Figure out the source, and addressing yourself because you have no control of no one but yourself. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, y'all. I done almost burnt my whole stick. So I hope this message helps someone on their journey and help me share my story a little bit, bring some clarity to y'all life in some type of way. Definitely doing this retrograding. Give y'all hope and faith to keep moving forward and not give up, despite the tough ass energy that's in the atmosphere right now, and to help y'all address things accordingly when they come across your path. I will check in with y'all soon. Bye.